I'm not going back and forth with a man who thinks that they should be in my position. If you want to be in my position, get in my position.
Do you believe that?
Bluff City Media presents The Anthony Sain Show on YouTube at Bluff City Media. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Anthony Sain.
Acknowledge me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Anthony Sain Show. This, of course, is your host, Anthony Sain. Got my man Kenny Stubblefield in the building. What's going on with you?
Let's go, man. It's a good Friday out here, man.
Man, good Friday, man. Last night I was out at some location. I have no clue where I was, honestly. It was somewhere in the downtown area. Honestly, don't know where I was. I'd never seen this place. It was some kind of event center.
That sounds sketchy.
Right. 901 FC had a fan event, fan and media event.
Man.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. They got a new dude over there. I think his name is Jay Mims.
Yep.
I got to get him on the show, too.
Yes.
He's the new CEO of 901 FC. Our good friend,
Lawrence Dockery.
Lawrence Dockery, yeah. Lawrence Dockery had him on interviews you can find on Bluff City Media's website. And Jay Mims is a tight dude, man. He's smart, man. He's from Memphis. He moved away. He came back. Soccer guy. 901 FC is gonna. I think they got like 3 or 4 new dudes, like free agents. They went out and signed. One dude is like the third leading scorer in league history. Is on the team. Of course, my boy Knight Pickering. He's gonna be back. But the purpose of the event last night was to unveil the new uniforms for the team. I had never been in anything like this. And my guy Josh over there, who's the PR guy, said we've never done anything like this. Like we've never had a fan event like this, jersey unveil, those type of things. Awesome event. They partner with an organization called Cancer Kickers, which is an organization that uses soccer to aid children with cancer.
Kids in recovery.
Kids in recovery of cancer, right? Yep. And they partnered with 901 FC, and now Cancer Kickers logo is like the branding sponsor of 901 FC.
That's so dope, man.
And the color schemes match.
Yeah.
Did you see the jersey, though?
I did, man.
They look clean.
So clean, bro.
But 901 FC is their opening game is this Saturday at 3 at AutoZone Park. I will be in the building, man.
You're a fan. Like, you're a fan.
Bro, I'm a fan for real.
You're a fan.
Oh, yeah, I'm in that joint. I don't know by the name. I don't know nobody but Knight Pickard. There's only somebody I know on the team.
Right.
Because a lot of guys they had aren't there anymore. So, but all I know is Knight. And they said some dude supposed to be cold, supposed to be a beast, but they're revving up, man, and they're trying to do things to get, more fans involved. I gotta get my boy Jay Mims on the show, man.
Yes.
Especially once this Grizzlies season is over.
We need to do something, man, because we love to celebrate really good things here in Memphis. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, 901 FC is a really good thing in Memphis.
It is. They got new management now, doing things on another level, man. I'm excited for it. I'm expecting a good season. I'll be in the building. I think my man Jason Smith going to be there too. Ken, if you can get out, man, get out.
I'm doing it.
You can get out.
I'm going to try.
Man,
I'm going to try.
Sure. We had already talked about that. But, yeah, also, special guest on the show today, my man Dee Wilkes, man. He's the head coach at FACS. They just won their second state championship in 3 years, man.
Let's go.
Building a legacy over there. Dee Wilkes, my guy, man. When he won the last one, he said, I'm going to be right back, man.
What'd you say? Not back-to-back?
Yeah, but I'll be back in a minute, something like that. But, yeah, he, like I said, he – 2-time state champion, brilliant basketball mind. I'm sure he's going to show you all that today when he comes on today for the sit down with Sain. But Kenny Stubblefield, since the last time we talked, Jake LaRavia turned into Larry Bird right in front of our
Let's go.
Who would have thought?
Extend that man. Sign him to the MLE, baby.
Right. I'm about to try to get this dude off our roster to sign Lamar Stevens.
We're trying to get everybody off our roster to sign Lamar Stevens.
Trying to sign Lamar Stevens out here in these streets. And Jake LaRavia's out here looking like Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic out here, man.
On the ball, right?
On the ball.
Oh, man. Playing defense.
Crossing folks
over, hitting threes. Just going crazy out there, man. Jake LaRavia looking like Dalton Connect.
Hitting logo threes out here.
That's his name, right? Dalton. Right?
Dalton, man.
Yeah, Dalton Connect out there. Who knew?
Who names their kids Dalton, by the way?
Hey, I can tell you. They're probably going to see your boy at the University of Memphis next week. Oh, man. Anyway, we'll talk about that for the Inside the Same Brain. Yeah, there are enemies amongst us in the fan base. But, yeah, man, idiots amongst us in the fan base.
Idiots among us?
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, since last time we talked, the Grizzlies won again against the Philadelphia 76ers on the road in Philadelphia. The Grizzlies have a much better record on the road than they do at home. And I'll explain that real fast for people who are mad at the Grizzlies for winning games, right? teams don't. They think it's gonna be an easy night. They're at home. They got whatever version the Grizzlies are rolling out, and they're kind of sleeping on them. And the Grizzlies are coming to play ball, and they're beating these teams. So the Grizzlies picked up another win. I'll say this, man. Jake LaRavia, you are not fooling me. Nope. Am I happy for you personally to see that you have signs of life? Yes.
Sure.
Do I think Jake LaRavia is a good basketball player? Hell no. I think he's awful. And there's a difference between the type of the game that Luke Kennard had the other night, right? When he had 25 points, right?
Right.
That's the type of game that gets me excited about Luke Kennard because it's like, okay, if he can keep that up or keep somewhere in that range where he's making 4 or 5 threes a game, that's repeatable because that's the exact role he'll have if Ja Morant's out there, Desmond Bane, he'll be a spot-up shooter. He'll do the exact same shit, right? Nothing that Jake LaRavia was doing last night was repeatable. Like there's none of that stuff that I don't want a team that's got Ja, Bane, Jaren, Gigi, Vince Williams, Marcus Smart. I don't want a team with those guys on it to see Jake LaRavia being featured. You know what I mean? I didn't want to see him being featured last night.
Somebody came at your throat the other about it afterward. Like,
of course.
When are you gonna admit you were wrong about Jake?
No, they didn't say that. Well, they ain't wild enough to say no shit like that. They don't say stuff. When are you gonna stop hating him? Like, that is the craziest thing people say too, man.
Right.
Like, I don't have an opinion because this guy was like, oh, you're just being too deep. No, I'm being honest. I don't have an opinion of these guys outside of basketball. Jake LaRavia, I don't. You know what I mean? I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is a pretty good guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think Desmond Bane,
probably a really good guy.
Yeah, he's a father. That's cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Ja Morant is a megastar. Hey, go Ja, I don't have an opinion of Jake LaRavia outside of playing basketball. Like, I don't.
Right.
What do you mean I hate him? Like, what do you mean? Like, what? I think he sucks at basketball. That's all I can tell you.
I don't want him on my team.
I don't want him on my team
team
for basketball reasons only. I don't have any other reason.
And let's not forget,
like that, man.
Like, we're sitting here celebrating the fact that he had a pretty decent game.
Mm-hmm.
He scored as many.
Game.
He scored as many points as like Ja has in a quarter, like 40 times.
Yeah,
let's not get crazy here.
And like basketball is a interesting game, man. Because the thing is, like, you can have a guy and like Jake LaRavia when he plays for the Memphis Hustle, right? He literally is the guy. Like, go do you, man. Like, get the ball in your hand, dribble, go do you, go score, whatever, right? But he's not that guy for the Grizzlies. Shouldn't be that guy on any version of the Grizzlies,
right.
But he's not that guy on a healthy version of the Grizzlies. But you can tell since he's came back that they've told him, just go do you.
Just
man.
go do you.
Pretend it's a hustle game.
But that's not his. But that will never be his role on any team.
And if he's not a guy that can knock down threes, there's no purpose in Jake LaRavia. Like this, I don't know.
The prime example of a guy who has done this well is Vince Williams.
Yeah.
Because when he came into the NBA with the G League hustle, he was a 3-point shooter and he shot a lot of threes. He has succeeded in finding out a way to adapt to this roster, to play within this roster that will be repeatable, that can be repeatable when Ja, Jaren, and Desmond are all together in full power.
Yeah.
Like what Jake did, great for you in this one game, in this one vacuum, right?
Or the 2 or 3 games, 2 out of the last 3.
That's
whatever.
cool. It's cool.
Good for you, man.
But he will never see that many shots or that many minutes when the team is at its peak.
Like I said, congratulations, Jake LaRavia. You found a way to turn yourself into an NBA player and to get that paper, man. So I don't have anything to say other than that, man. But like
I just hope it up to his trade value.
Hey, I hope it sends that trade value through the roof.
Let's go. Maybe we can get a second-round pick and a bag of Doritos.
Right. Is it literally? Because I don't want nothing. I just want you off the roster and to free up that contract. If somebody takes that contract and a second-round pick, and you don't send anything back,
right?
I would love it. I promise you I love it.
All right, the Philadelphia 76ers call today. Anthony Sain's the GM, and they say, give us Jake LaRavia and we'll stock your Coke machines for the rest of for all of next year. Would you do that trade?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not just trying to be funny, like this being real. The Grizzlies are in a roster spot crunch and also a salary crunch. You know what I mean? So if you can find a team that'll take a guy like Jake off your hands and he just kind of disappears, sign me up for that because that's something they definitely could benefit from. We got me and Chris Ingram, man. We got to get Lamar Stevens on this thing, man.
Yeah.
We got to sign Wynyan Gabriel, man. What are you talking about?
We got to sign Wynyan Gabriel and Lamar Stevens.
Yeah.
Lamar Stevens, the GOAT.
Yeah.
I said this on the Spaces last night, man.
The Bluff City Media Spaces.
Yeah, the Bluff City Media Spaces.
Yeah.
6 o'clock every Wednesday.
Every 6.
Hosted by my guy, Chris Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
I said this on the Spaces last night. The only thing I look at in terms of roster building around is the pieces that you can put around Ja, Jaren, and Desmond.
Mm-hmm.
If they fit with them, cool. If they don't, bye. Get out. If your game doesn't succeed with Ja, Jaren, and Desmond, or accentuate what they do well, we don't need you on this team because we got our big three.
Yeah,
we got them. We don't need them. We don't need anybody else.
Yeah, man. And this weekend, also in Grizzlies news, like I said, Wynyan Gabriel is about to sign to a 10-day contract, according to a few reports on Twitter. Wynyan Gabriel, no homo, beautiful black man. Wynyan Gabriel.
I wonder what his skincare routine is.
That man's skin is gorgeous. That man is as black as his mic stand.
Yes,
with no imperfections in his face. Beautiful, angelic looking man.
Like my ankles are ashy right now, and I'm like, Wynyan, teach me your ways, bro.
Wynyan Gabriel looks like he could just like do this, squeeze out of his elbow into your mouth, and just give you melanated magic in your mouth. Just turn you black just off the that man is black as hell. But for real though, but he's like me and Peter Emerson joked about this. Like that dude's skin is flawless. Like that dude looks like a black ass angel. For real.
Man.
Pause.
That's a big pause right there.
Very heterosexual man. That dude's a very, very, very gorgeous dude, Wynyan Gabriel.
Hey man, because you're my guy, I'm gonna co-sign you on this one, man. Yes, I'm looking at a picture of him right now.
Gorgeous man.
He's a good-looking dude.
You might have put him up on the screen, man. He looks absolutely incredible.
I'll put this picture up of him on the screen,
so y'all can co-sign. But yeah, very, very heterosexual. If you're concerned about that, post your girl's Twitter handle on, and I'll confirm via her. But no, we about to take a break though, man. When we come back, Dee Wilkes, 2-time state champion, is gonna be here for the sit down with Sain. See you guys in a minute.
I think he's got a spot. I think if he came out this year, early second round is sort of where
that's where I was.
I'd thought a mid-second round.
Yeah,
which would usually in most cases be like a two-way contract. My big question about him though is like, okay, he's a little older. He's played 3 years in college,
right?
And he's got to learn to fit in differently when he gets to that level.
It's
because he's not going to be a volume shooter at that level.
Yep.
The 3-point may translate, but then also if he comes back to Memphis, don't you have questions about him being able to replicate his 3-point ability?
Yeah,
it's like 40% this year.
Yeah,
and he's never really done that in his career.
It's the same conversation we had with Kendrick Davis around draft time last year. Is a guy that's so ball dominant and so reliant on not only having the ball in his hands, but taking shots and being a volume scorer. How does that translate when you get to the next level and you're not that?
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
What else happened over these last 2 games that makes you go, that explains the change?
Specifically yesterday was him riding, his starting 5. There wasn't a starter yesterday that played less than 30 minutes.
Which is incredible, right?
It's
Simple,
incredible
right?
for 2 reasons. It's incredible because I think that's the first time, and it was February 25th that happened.
Right.
It's also incredible because we just actually did it. Like
when you play your best players,
good things happen.
Really good things happen.
Confidence is huge, and when you're allowed to continue to play through stuff, like your confidence is there, you play harder. When you're out there and you're thinking you're going to get subbed in the first 2 minutes, or dudes you're not used to playing with are coming in, like I can see dudes just either not giving it all, or it'd be just kind of be like.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. I told y'all last week had a very special guest. Yeah, this brother not a mainstream brother, man. He's not a former NBA player, nothing like that. This man is one of the great coaching savants in the city of Memphis, man. 2-time state champion over the FACS. Just got another trophy about a week ago. My guy, 2-time state champion over the FACS.
2-time.
My man, Dee Wilkes. Brought one back for the city, man, for the M. D, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, not much, man. I appreciate y'all bringing me on.
Man, glad to get you on. I've been wanting to bring you on. I said, man, my guy got to go and get the aim for the bottom until he get their second state championship, man. But yeah, you got one for the cities, another one for the cities. I had to get you on here, man.
Yeah, you know, I don't do too much. You called me, say I need you.
Hey, was not playing. Was not playing at all. Man, D, awesome job by you guys. Congratulations again, man. State champion FACS. I had a phone conversation with you a couple years ago when you got the first one. And you said, Sain, everybody's saying, he said, man, this will feel good. He said, everybody's saying, you know, I'm probably finna fall off. I'm losing everybody. I got a number of freshmen and sophomores coming back. Everybody's saying, I'm finna be done. He said, man, we gonna be straight, but I'm telling you, you didn't win that second one.
Yeah.
But the very next year, that team of sophomores and juniors and freshmen,
yeah.
State champion, man.
I told you, I said, we not gonna rebuild. We gonna reload.
Yes, sir.
We gonna get back here and we got it done.
Yeah, man, you definitely did that for sure, man. So what was it like? What's it like in general, man? Just taking, I've always been fascinated by that aspect of coaching where you're taking young men you might even know these type of things, and you're building them all these different personalities, all these different skill sets, all these different stories these young men, backgrounds these guys come from. What is it like managing all of that and just building a championship level team out of those young men?
Well, first of all, you don't even know what these kids gonna be. You go watch them, but you don't know what they're gonna pan out to be. You know how good they're gonna be in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But just putting all the talent together and trying to keep everybody happy, you know, especially when you got some of the best players in the city. Trying to keep everybody happy, the parents happy.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough, but, you know, we do a good job with it, man. It's just the things I demand, you know, from parents and players, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
But the kids, you know, when you get out there and you're going to play hard, you know, I want my guys to play hard and play together. You know, that's all I ask, and, you know, everything else will come together.
The city of Memphis has always been known for, like, really good high school players that play a lot of D1 basketball. Me and Kenny talked about this probably a few weeks ago, Kenny, if I'm not mistaken, but, like, it's kind of like, I'm not saying it's to kind of, like, dump on the high school scene, but the high school scene has changed a lot, man. You know what I mean? It used to be your inner city schools were always really good. For several reasons, a lot of those schools, population is down, and those aren't the big schools in the city anymore. And at one time, Memphis was just constantly pumping out high D1 athletes that are going to some of the top schools in the country. You just don't see a lot of that now, you know what I mean, like you used to, as far as, like, you know, your guards going to this school, big men going to this school, your 6'6", 6'7" wings going to this school. You just don't see those things anymore coming out of Memphis. What do you think has led to that? Because, like I said, you've got more charter schools, private schools that are, you know, the top teams in the city and in the state at this point. What do you think? What's your temperature really for what you think being an actual successful high school coach in the city? What do you?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is that we don't have the coaching that we had. The talent is still there. We got a lot of talent in this city. Kids that can really play. We got some kids that D1 talent, but, you know, back when I played, you had Coach Tippett. I don't want to leave nobody out.
Yeah.
But, you know, we had a whole lot of coaches that were top-tier coaches. They had discipline. They had the fundamentals. And they had the talent. You know, now you just got the talent.
Yeah.
You know, no knock to nobody that's coaching these days, but we had Hall of Fame coaches, guy that went down in the record book, some of the best.
Yeah.
You know, every school had a good coach. You know, and now, you know, I just don't think we have it.
Yeah.
You know, the talent is there. We got top tier talent in this city. You know, you can look at some of the programs around. You can go to each team. You can find somebody like that guy that has the talent, but you know.
And you made a good point, man, because my daughter's 22 years old now, but she played volleyball, right? And I remember when she was in middle or high school, right? When she was playing in high school, and she was having a problem with something with her volleyball team. I said, well, Sabrina, just go to your coach's classroom and talk to her, you know what I mean? Just, you know, doing free time. She was like, Dad, my coach don't work for the school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like, I think that mattered, though, back then, man.
It mattered. Like, my teammate, we used to go chill in Coach Tippett's office, talk to him, you know. be around them, you know, and they don't have that these days. You know, some of the coaches don't, like you said, don't even coach, they don't even teach there. That ain't their daily job. Some of them got other jobs, and so you got to be able to be with those guys during the day and build a relationship with them. You know?
Right, because you don't see the father. Because these guys, you looked at Coach Tippett, not as a father figure per se, but they had that level of mentoring. With these young men, and holding them accountable, make sure they're going to class, helping them get into colleges, helping them get all the certification and everything done as far as it goes. That's something I hadn't really thought about, man. Because I see a lot of stories about kids that are good, but they're going to like some small college somewhere, and it's like, well, you know, grades, man, or he a hothead, or it's like it's just so different than how
it's always something about why they didn't make it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you look at every team, there's some talent on every team.
I got a question for you. Is that how important? You know, you had Coach Tippett in your corner. How important is it in high school, especially, to have those coaches in the corner helping tell the story of the kid to these college coaches with the connections they have, you know, that kind of stuff, helping them navigate the recruitment process, you know, those kinds of things. Is that something that you've noticed is kind of lacking in Memphis high school basketball right now?
Yeah, for sure. You know, with Coach Tippett and, you know, the coaches that I had, even in college, they made sure, like, because I went to JUCO first. So my junior college coach made sure that we was doing everything we had to do to graduate to go D1. Right. You know, and then in high school, Coach Tippett, you know, I went to White Station, so it was a small school. You had to be small. You had to be on your stuff to play. Right. You know, you mess up one day, he had somebody even better take your spot. So you had to keep your grades up. But Coach Tippett made sure that we had the clearinghouse, we had the ACT, you know, all this stuff that we need. We had to keep our GPA at a certain level to play. Yeah. You know, if you didn't, you wasn't going to play. And so I think that's what, you know, a lot of that's missing, you know, these days. You know, we don't have the leadership that these kids need at each school, you know, and why we don't have it, you know, I don't know.
Man, that was a great response. Like I've been pondering it for a while. Like, why is Memphis basketball, it don't feel like it felt when we were kids. It's a lot of coaches are, for one reason or another, disconnected from the kids. And I think it's more the way the system is set up. Because it's almost like, because, you know, when we were in high school, man, like, our coach was like taking us home, and we can't even put kids in our car. You
can't even take them home. You got to watch everything you do.
Yeah,
but
man.
Coach Tippett used to, not even Coach Venom, our assistant coach, Giant Armfield. You know, who I'm taking home today? Who all need a ride?
Right.
And on Saturday, making sure they get the practice. You know, can't do that type of stuff these days.
Because I can't remember his name, man. He was a coach at Corey one time, their volleyball team, and he was saying that he was having summer workouts with the girls. I said, Coach, you up here, man? I was joking. I said, Coach, you up here, man, running some illegal stuff, man, to make that girl playing in the summertime. He said, Mrs. He's called me Coach. He was like, Coach, man, he said, man, there's some slight advantage to me getting these girls and working them out in the summer, letting them stay in shape. He said, man, I'm trying to keep these girls from coming back pregnant, middle school girls. You know what I mean? He said, that's what I'm about, man. I want to keep these girls busy as hell during the summertime. That's why I'm doing this, really, you know. But
just speaking on that, I was just at Tresvant and we just had a little event with my church, but and the principal came up. He was like, we getting ready to go on spring break. He was like, I want all y'all guys to come back. You know, no tragedy. Take care of yourself. Be safe. You know, at the private school, we don't even have to
have them conversations.
But you had to say that. You know, in the city school, and that kind of hit me. I was like,
yeah, man,
that's crazy.
Yeah, man,
that's a question I have for you as well. Has the kind of the influx of like private schools in the area become kind of a hindrance for the city schools to be successful? Have you seen that? Like, are they poaching kids?
Well, you know, everybody want their kid to go to a good school. You know, and I'm not saying that, you know, the Memphis City School, Shelby County School, not a good school, but people want to put their kids in a private school where they know the setting, you know, and they know, you know, I ain't had to worry about this at this school. People want their kids to go to a private school, so yeah, of course, it's going to take away from the city school because the better athletes are being, you know, I won't say recruited, but they want them at the better schools, and you know, somehow we making it happen.
Yeah, when we were in school, Kenny was like, you know, man, I gotta get my grades up and do good so I can get into college. You gotta do that now. If you go to private
high school, right?
Yeah.
You hoping you can get recruited by some school,
right? Yeah. I'm trying to start my recruitment when I'm in 8th grade.
I'm like that with Gabe, man. Like people are like, are you going? Because Gabe goes to a private school now, right? So they're like, you gonna put Gabe all the way through? He gonna go to Christian Brothers? They got some money for me, you will. Like otherwise, no. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where I'm at. It's just the the temperature has just changed so much, man. On that, I got one more high school question for you. My guy Dee Wilkes, man. Like I said, I know I can go so deep with basketball with him. You're a high school coach, like classic old school. You shared that just then. Old school coach, working in the school with the boys, all that type. You're a classic old school coach. You didn't really touch AAU too much at all. Your son is a middle school phenom, Ken. I don't think we didn't talk about that before the show.
Yeah,
like a beast, bro. We're a beast in diapers, bro. Like for real, I'm telling you. I used to see him with a ball as a baby.
Yeah.
But
who's a better shot? Who's a better shot? You or your son?
Who's a better shooter? You or Chase?
It ain't even close.
It's deep. I'm telling y'all, D is one of the best shooters I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like for real.
Yeah.
What was I saying? What's that like? I think you kind of already answered that question, but what's it? I got two parts to this question. First of all, what's it like having a son that gets like national attention like that with Chase, and also, what is it like being that? Because most coaches are in the AAU circuit at some point. You're not touching that at all.
No.
Haven't touched it since Chase was a little bitty.
Yeah. Well, Kobe, my
Kobe, the older
I
son.
hadn't coached since then. I just got out of AAU. They were making it so hard for high school coaches anyway to coach AAU, so I was just like, I'm gonna leave it alone. But I think I coached my son in high school too. He played for me in high school, won a state championship.
Yeah.
But in AAU, it's a lot more different because people a lot more aggressive in AAU. Parents,
Yeah.
So I was just like, look, I'm coaching my son. I'm gonna step away from him, let him get it how he live. And he had a good AAU career, but I just wanted to get out of with all the rules and regulating that you can't coach this play. You're gonna have 3 players from this team and coaches link rule. I was like, it's best for me to just get out of it. So I got out of it. But just on the other part, just watching Chase, it's a great feeling as a father just to see your son go out and perform on a national level. Won a national championship with Team Thad.
Since 6th grade, kid.
Yeah. Well, I think they were 4th grade.
He's a monster, bro. I'm telling you, a monster.
4th or 5th grade. Yeah. They won a national championship. He played really good in that game, And it's good, man, just to sit there and watch him, watch him play and see how he developing now, as a 6th grader, man. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, so we've had numerous conversations, and I know owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban, has come out a few times, and a lot of people have come out and kind of bemoaned the AAU culture in American development of basketball players. You agree with that, or where do you think, because you see a bunch of European players come in, oh man, they're playing pro ball at 16, they're doing all this kind of stuff. Yeah. All our kids are getting is AAU stuff. It's not really helping them grow and develop, and so American basketball is kind of falling back from that. Do you agree with that, or what are your thoughts on AAU as a whole?
Well, I wouldn't say AAU is destroying the game in America. I think it's the work ethic from the kids. That's what it comes down to. The more you work, the better you're going to get. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
And no AAU program going to say, oh, it made him worse. I don't think that's the case. I have a point guard right now. This kid was just a regular player. I seen this guy put the work in, all year. And I seen him work himself into a state championship. We wouldn't have won a state championship if it wasn't for him. And now he getting ready to play AAU. I think he gonna blow up this summer. Kid named Jacob Walker. But I don't think AAU is killing the culture. I think it's the work ethic. All the you used to have guys. I know back when we played AAU, man, we used to get in the gym and work. So practices wasn't just scrimmages. We used to work on drills and fundamentals. Yeah. Especially I played with Coach Tippett too. It was straight fundamental. Now I think that's one thing that's lacking in the American game is the fundamental part of basketball. Yeah. And I think that's why at FACS we'll step ahead because my guys know how to jump stop, bounce pad, things like that. But, and also they can go in there and dunk on you too. You got to be able to do both. So
man. Like I said, I know you could talk basketball for hours and for days.
I got one last question.
I ain't
Anthony.
got that much. Go ahead.
I got one last question about high school ball. I love high school ball, so I could talk about this for a minute. What do you do in this culture, or not culture, but in this generation of kids that we deal with? There's this kind of needing to keep kids entertained and needing to keep kids their attention spans are -0 because they have so many things that can pull their attention away. How do you, if you're a big fundamental guy, how do you make it interesting for your kids on your team, teaching them fundamentals, but also keeping them entertained and tuned into what you've got going on over there?
Well, I'll say this first. with the first team I had with Warren State and with my son and some other guys I had, you know, I was like I ain't gonna say a drill sergeant, but I was tough on them guys. Like, blah, blah, blah. We gotta do this. We gotta do this. Like, you can't do this. Like, I was stern about stuff. And now I see, like, the kids are they different.
In 2 years.
You know, in 2 years, it's a lot different. I had to calm down. I had to put on some rap music while we warming up, you know, and doing our jump stop drills or layup drills. You know, put on something they want to hear, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, as far as like
and it's still effective.
Yeah, still like as far as practices, I shorten the time. Like we not gonna be in there no more than an hour and 45 minutes because they can't stay attentive that long. Yeah. And you know, and when they know they finna come in there and have an hour and 45 minute practice compared to a 2 hour and 30 minute or a 3 hour practice, you're gonna get more out of them. So they know coming in, we're gonna come in here and do our little, we make 100 or 200 shots before we even start every practice. With the music on and stretching and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, I try to make it fun. We put in some little drills and some little 1-on-1, 2-on-2 games, and whatever team win, you don't have to run in and practice, stuff like that, you know, keep it interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Transition over. Like I said, this is a basketball city. You a basketball savant, like I said. 2-time state champion, man. Don't get it twisted. My guy Dee Wilkes, man. 2 real quick, man. Not back to back, but you know, we'll be right back.
Yeah. Be right back.
Yeah, exactly. Switching over to University of Memphis. I know you are a big fan of Penny Hardaway. You build a relationship with him over the years. Being a coach in Memphis, you have to have a relationship with Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of the criticism that he gets is unfair? Do you think he's dealt with fairly from the media and fans, et cetera? What do you think about the job he's doing over there, all those type of things?
I think it's very, well, I won't say unfair, but I would, you know, Penny understand what position he in.
Right.
You know, for me, I think he does an incredible job, you know, from what he's done, you know, from the recruiting to the coaching to the guy he getting in here to just the buzz around the program, you know. And
the fact that people care is a credit to Penny.
Yeah. And so I was talking to somebody else the other day, and you know, somebody I couldn't think who. I think it was Purdue when they lost. Like, look, Purdue just lost to this team. We lost, and I be trying to tell people the conference that we play is a tough conference. It ain't nobody. Everybody in that conference is a good team. You know, I think we have the most talent. I do think Memphis had the most talent. But when you bring guys in this new every year, it's hard to like get that together right then. And I think now we starting to see, you know, what they really can do. But man, I just think look, what Penny has done for, you know, the city, you know, I think people, when you Penny Hardaway, people are always going to wait for their downfall to try to jump on him, you know, because everything he's done in his life, you just look at, he just always had the best, been to the NBA, Lil Penny and Nike and everybody, you know, so, but, you know, whenever you get a chance to jump on his back, you're going to do it. But, man, Penny, I don't know how he do. He a strong dude. He like, it's like this stuff don't even faze him. Like, that type of stuff.
It don't really seem like it's bothering too much at all. Because at the end of the day, man, he gonna say God got me.
That's all he gonna say.
Man. How can you argue with that, man?
But the thing about that, he was saying that before he was even the coach. Like, Penny, one thing I know about him, he want to win so bad. He gonna win. AAU, when he was with Team Penny, you know, they went to the finals.
Right, I remember.
Played against
they lost.
Trey Young or Michael Porter Jr. When he had like the Lawsons, and you know, he took just a group of guys. They had top players in the country, and then you know, he went up against those guys and came up short. But he gonna win at everything he do. That's his main goal.
I hope he gets it together. I think they'll be fine. They've had a crazy, like about a month ago, where they were just really struggling. Then you had the Malcolm Daniels stuff came out.
Yeah,
but they look like the team that's about to win this conference tournament. I mean, I think they're gonna win that and look more like we thought they were supposed to look for sure. Transition over to the Grizzlies. I want to get. It's crazy, man, because D called me. You know how you doing this media stuff? We get our opinions out all the time, and people kind of respect what we say, and we kind of think we know what we're talking about, right?
Sometimes.
So I get a call from D, right? And like the Grizzlies had released, they were saying they were about to release Dillon Brooks, right? And
Yeah.
D calls me, Sain, what the hell they doing, man? I don't even know D don't cuss, man. What they doing? Like, what they doing, man? What they doing, man? They gonna let go of my boy Brooks. And it made me second guess. Like, I'm like, shit, I've been trying to get rid of Dillon Brooks for 5 years.
Right,
and D is making me think I need to rethink the whole thing. So, but go ahead.
I love Dillon Brooks, man. I'll say that right here.
Yeah.
I'm one of the biggest Dillon Brooks fans. I still is. I love Dillon Brooks,
Yeah.
but he just one of them dudes, like, man, he gonna go into the arena. Everybody booing him. He gonna play hard against the opponent. He gonna guard the best player on the other team. He gonna, you know, he was struggling to shoot. He gonna keep shooting. He not gonna keep shooting.
Definitely gonna keep shooting.
Exactly.
You gotta love
D.
a guy like Dillon
Yeah.
Brooks.
But D, ain't that the problem? He's gonna keep shooting.
Hey, yeah, hey, it was, you know, sometimes I used to be like, man, you know, I used to ask Jock, like,
Right.
y'all don't say nothing to him?
What you gonna say to him, man? The
Jock
villain,
just like,
man.
man, he just...
That's DB, man. Yeah.
Jock like me, he like, man, I love that guy.
Yeah,
You know, so he was just...
Yeah.
But, man, he just...
I wonder
Dillon
what
Brooks
Ja
one
would
of the
say
guys.
now. What would Ja say now?
He
I
probably
don't know
the
what
same
he'll say now, but...
He ain't on the team about that. I see this kind of stuff I want to ask D for sure. Okay, Coach Master, D Wilkes, Coach Savant over here.
Yeah.
How would you coach a guy like Dillon Brooks to get to maximize what he is?
Man, I would just tell him, hey, just be yourself. Keep doing what you're doing. Be yourself. But, hey, get in the gym and let's knock some of these shots down.
Yeah.
You know, but keep doing what you're doing because as a teammate, you know, the opposition they hate a guy like Dillon Brooks.
Right.
But your teammates love you. I think the fans kind of got on the wrong side of it. But, man, I would just tell them, hey, be yourself. Keep doing what you're doing.
But let's get in this gym.
Let's get in the gym.
It's a master shooter saying it.
Yeah. we gotta make some of these shots.
Hey,
man.
they tripping on that shit. They just hired you as a shooter coach, man.
Hey, they should have.
Hey, still blood still running warm over your body.
I still can shoot.
You
to
still
this
here,
day.
right?
To this day.
Ain't too late.
Here's my number. Hey, my phone number's in the bio.
Right. Same question. Jaren Jackson Jr. We talked about him before the show started. How would you coach? How would you get the most out of Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Man, Jaren Jackson just... I really like the way they using him right now. You know, with Ja being out, the way they using him right now is exactly how I would use him. And I would use him that way when Ja get back. Because people don't know, Ja can score whenever he wants to. So Ja, let Jaren get going. Let him, other guy, let Jaren keep doing what he doing because I didn't know Jaren was as big and strong as he is.
Yeah.
And for him to be on a perimeter, can drive like he can and shoot the three, then go to the post, I would just say, look, Ja, we know you gonna get 20 in the fourth if you want to. Let Jaren, let these other guys get going, and he been playing, man. He been playing great. Like the way what I've been seeing of him, like that's how I would use him, just like they doing right now.
Well, people criticize the rebounding a lot. Where are you at on that? Is there something that? Because what's the guy's Mark? What's Oklahoma City's coach, man?
Man, it's a hard last name, dude.
Yeah,
It's like
I know
him,
right? Yeah, him.
That dude.
They interviewed
that
him about their rebounding because their team's a bad rebounding team. He was like, yeah, we can't rebound, but we do a lot of other stuff good, man.
Yeah, I mean, but Jaren, like, he shoot a lot of threes, and people don't understand, like, when he switch out on guards and he able to guard. A lot of teams hedge and get back. With him, he switch out and he can stay in front of guard, so he not around the rim a lot.
Yeah,
And he not used to playing center a lot either.
Right.
He's like a power forward, especially when he had Steven Adams. Steven Adams gonna get every rebound.
Yeah.
So he got to adjust to that a little bit. But, you know, man, people, you got to have that heart for that rebound. You know, rebounding it don't take no fundamentals or nothing to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I think Jaren is more of a finesse type of guy, and you know, but he'll have a game where he'll give you 20 rebounds. You know.
Yeah. G.G. Jackson, the youngest player in the NBA. How would you coach him?
Hey.
And what do you see in him also?
Hey, if I was the Grizzlies, we're not drafting another small. He's gonna be our star small forward.
Yeah.
And just keep doing what you're doing.
Starting when? When do you think he's
When
going to start?
when would you start him? You coach of the Grizzlies. When would you start?
Hey, Ja out right now. You know, come on. When you ready, come on right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna go and put you in right now. And so when Ja get back, we got Bane, we got Jaren Jackson. You gonna be at the 3. And look, you gonna keep doing what you been like. That's another one of them guys. Ja, let him get going. Get him involved, cause we know you gonna do what you do, Ja. But I love GG game, and young as he is, and you know the way he playing, he just gotta stay in the gym. You know, keep getting better, get stronger.
Condition.
Because you know in the NBA,
It's grown man ball.
Grown man. Grown man. You going, and especially at that 3 position.
Yeah.
That small 4 position. You going
Play against the best players in the world of all time, really. Yeah.
So,
All right, make a prediction for me. Start opening day 2024. Starting lineup. Do you start Vince or do you start Gigi at the 3?
Or Marcus Smart.
Or Marcus Smart at the 3.
ooh, I forgot about Vince.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, Vince been balling. Hey, he been balling, but I'm starting Gigi.
Woo.
I'm going with Gigi.
That's a hot
Hey,
take,
he's a
man.
state
That's
champion
spicy,
coach, man.
bro. Hey,
Listen to me.
That's the
State
coach's
champion.
savant, bro.
Yeah.
That dude right there, he can do a lot of stuff that Vince and Marcus can't do, and he younger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his athleticism is off the chart. He can shoot the ball and he can defend.
Mm-hmm.
I like, and Vince Williams can defend too. And plus, Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year. But I'm gonna go with that youth. You know,
Let him
I'm
go
gonna
on
with
out
that
there.
youth.
I
Yeah.
got you. I ain't gonna argue with you too hard on that, man, for sure. I definitely see that side. Final question for my man, Coach D. Wilkes. State champion, FACS basketball, man. 2 times, man. 2 times. They didn't go back to back. What we say, I'll be right back.
Be right back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we go run it back. But anyway, final question for you. Build a championship team for today's basketball. Not players, but just skill sets. How would you build, if you could just get this point guard, this 2, this 3, this 4, this 5, and these 3 role players off the bench, how would you build a championship team?
Or what
That's
you mean,
tough.
like
That's tough.
a player or
Well, if it's a particular player who you say that guy's skill sets, we can understand what you're talking about, sure. But just kind of tell us how you would build a championship team.
well,
If you could just build your own,
I would just build my championship team around. You gotta have a good point guard. I think good point guard is that can score, that can make the open shot. Everybody else, well, you gotta be able to defend at every position. See, we like to switch everything, so
FSCS.
we switch everything. So my center gotta be able to guard a point guard if it come down to it, and we do a lot of help and recover. So you gotta be able to guard, and a 2 guard, like Desmond Bain, that can shoot the cover off of, and he tough, and he will defend. I love Desmond Bain too. Will defend. Like I just keep saying, defend.
Yeah.
Like I tell my guy, defense gonna win the championship. We were down 12 points going into the 4th quarter of the championship game, and the team only scored 4 points in the 4th quarter.
Locked them
So the
down.
game was on the line.
The boy said, ooh, wee.
And I told him all year.
Yeah.
Defense gonna win the game. And, so they see like, Coach, that was crazy. We held them to 4 points. So I'm just like,
Man, that's nuts. Being down 12 in the 4th quarter of a high school game and coming back is kind of nuts.
and held them to 4 points. They see like, so I'm just like, what we got? So the next step is, what do we have to do to defend like that all year? So it's defense. I'll build my team around defense. Cause offense, everybody can score these days. I don't care who you are, you can score. You pick any NBA player, they can score.
Jake LaRavia.
He can score.
That make him who?
He just had a good night last night.
Hey,
He just had a good night.
Anthony
Can
had to
he
eat some crow,
defend?
too.
Hey, nothing.
Can he defend?
Yeah, that's the question.
Can he defend?
He all right. He
That's
might
what I'm
get
saying.
Yep.
You got to be able to defend, especially at that position.
Yeah.
But he put up some buckets last night.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Wake Forward right there. I like him too now.
Oh, Lord.
Home team.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
going all the home team.
Sounds like you're saying then that you would absolutely re-sign Luke Kennard. Tell Anthony why we should re-sign Luke Kennard.
Re-sign Luke Kennard.
Yeah,
He's a
shooter.
sniper.
The shooter. Gotta get him back.
He a
I
sniper.
don't have a problem bringing Luke Kennard back, man. I just said if it come down to I could get my starting 5 of the future and beyond, man, I would trade Luke Kennard, bro. That's all I'm saying.
And he is a traffic cone on
Ain't
defense.
no, I ain't no GM now. I just see what they do out
But
on
you
the court.
could be University of Memphis. I mean, not University of Memphis Grizzlies. If
Hey.
you're looking for, get that man on the bench, man. Get that man in
Let's
the front
go.
office, man. 2-time state champion D-Wils. D, I appreciate you coming out with me,
I
man.
appreciate it, man. Anytime you call,
for
I'm
sure.
coming.
Oh, yeah, you already know it. Man, make this a regular thing. Get my boy in here now and again. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? But yeah, man, we about to go to a break. When we come back, it's the 3-pointer here on the Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in a minute.
I believe this was Thursday or Friday of last week when I checked it, and there were 2 teams projected to be in from the American. What's hurting Memphis more than anything is freaking South Florida is 15-1 in the conference.
The Rice loss,
Right. That's
buddy. Take that one loss away,
yeah.
and you're like, okay, I could talk myself into a 9 or 10 seed easily, right?
Right. But that's a big blemish on the
It's
record.
huge.
I think the chances are very slim.
Yeah.
I think there's no way that Memphis can go into Fort Worth believing that they got it wrapped up.
Beat Florida Atlantic, wrap up the year. You'd be what, 23-8? So they win 3 games, 26-8, and you lose that final game against a pretty decent opponent. You've made the case,
Yeah.
But like in the end of the day, we're still gonna be sitting there on Selection Sunday, like just hoping and praying.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
And if you continue to play the starters 30 plus minutes a night,
Please do that. Please do that.
I mean, 33 really. The only one that didn't get, everybody got 33 or more with the exception of Jordan. He played 29, which is fine. I think that's good. He had a good night too. Stick with the starters is what we were saying, Kenny, right?
Yep.
And what did he do in the second half amongst that run?
Played him for 13 straight minutes.
Straight,
That's a
not
record.
a sub.
That's a record.
There was a moment in the second half where both JQ and David looked over and were like, yeah, I need a sub. And Penny's like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm like, when is that in the history of anything? When,
No, you shut your mouth. Keep playing.
Shut your mouth. When has that ever happened?
No, you shut up. You keep playing.
What's going on?
Penny just looks off into the crowd like, I didn't see you, man. I'm sorry.
Why couldn't we have had that
We've had subs at 75 seconds into the game.
3 months ago? You couldn't have given a, no, I'm good. Keep playing.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Just got done wrapping up with my guy Dee Wilkes, man. Just a very smart dude. Got to find a way to get my guy on here more often, man, for sure. Especially during his high school team's basketball off season. Got to get my guy Dee Wilkes on here more for sure. Just a smart dude, knows the game.
Fantastic, yeah.
Knows the game. It basically sounded like he was, when I asked him to build his perfect team, man, it sounded like he was trying to get the Grizzlies job.
That's what I said. I wanted to say, so you saying the Grizzlies should be
Hiring
planning a
you.
parade on around
exactly.
Bill Street?
That too. Sounded like he was building, he like basically said the Grizzlies are a championship team.
Now, let's be real. I will disagree with him on the Dylan Brooks thing. Come on, man.
Oh, he was nuts.
That's wild. That's wild.
But to an extent though, like if you look at championship teams, NBA championship teams over the years, there's always a Dylan Brooks type dude on those teams, bro. Like this nutty, like, you know, it was the kid, what's his name, that plays for the Pacers now with Denver.
Bruce Brown.
It was Bruce Brown.
Yep.
It's always been these guys throughout the years, man. Like all these teams.
Obviously,
have
the
that,
Warriors with
Draymond. There's always one nutty
What about the
ass
Lakers?
dude.
Who's the? Do we even count that as a championship?
Yeah, Lakers say, yeah, we count them. I'm trying to think who was that crazy dude on that team that year. It was somebody, because I had this discussion before, and I named who all those guys were on every team who was just that nutcase. Patrick Beverly was on that team, right? No.
Was he?
No, he wasn't on that team.
I'm gonna look at the roster real quick.
It was somebody. I can't remember who it was. But the three-pointer, man, where we talk about three things going in the world of sports. I've been avoiding this conversation, Kenny. I've been avoiding this conversation, man. Number one, has Derrick Rose played his last NBA game?
I want to talk about it.
That's right. Number two.
And done.
No, man, seriously. Like, I don't want to talk about this, bro. Like, for real. I might get a little emotional thinking about this, man. Like, certain things remind me of mortality, right? That we all are going to pass away one day.
Man, come on, man.
And seeing Derrick Rose, even the thought of him playing his last game, now hurts. Because,
Hurts my
like,
heart. Yep.
Like, if it was back then with the knee stuff and he just had a short career, that's one thing. But we've seen him battle back. We've seen him play a long NBA career. He's become one of the wiser players in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Had a breathtaking press conference at the beginning of the season, man. But his body is just totally giving up on him. And I think in a isolated situation, I say, yeah, man, give it up, man, whatever. But I say Grizzlies need to go cut that guy. Or,
No.
I say all those things. But, man, Derrick Rose deserves to be on somebody's roster as long as
he wants to be. 100%.
And I'll say that if I can deal with Jake LaRavia, David Roddy,
Zaire
Williams, John Conchar, who all All those guys were on this roster at the same time. If I can deal with all those dudes, 4 out of 15 roster spots being bums, if I can deal with that, man, I can deal with Derrick Rose sitting on the end of mine. If you look at most good teams, though, they've got that old guy who's older, just been around for a while. DeAndre Jordan plays for Denver. Udonis Haslem, of course, in Miami. Any team you think of, they've got some guy who's just kind of there for the vibes, man. And your team's roster should be good enough where you can spare a roster spot for one of those type of guys.
For a guy that needs to be on a roster as long as he wants to be.
He's so freaking amazing, bro. Derrick Rose is one of my favorite players ever. And I've loved looking up and seeing him on the sideline. I never had any real basketball aspirations for him here.
Yeah.
I knew that he still had some game, but I didn't think we were going to have the season from hell either, where you would actually need him to be on the court. And he hasn't been able to do that. And I'm not going to act like that's not real. Like, I understand that whole thing, that whole dynamic, but it just seems like he deserves more, man. But it does kind of feel inevitable. And if it's time for him to step away, there are ways he can step away and still get his money. But it wouldn't. He could retire and still get paid. There are things he can do to make that happen. But it does kind of feel like we've seen Derrick Rose play his last game. What I wish, my hope, honestly, Kenny, is that he acknowledges that now. And he tells the Grizzlies, just give me one more shot, and when people know this is my last game. Like, I don't want to just be done. If I'm physically able at all to get out there and check in, wave to the crowd and sit back down, let me get that. I wish something like that would happen here. And it's crazy because he's not like he's not like Zach Randolph, you know what I mean? He's not like Marcus All or Mike or TA or something. He's a guy who hasn't even been here a year. But if you're a fan of the NBA, it just seems like proper respect should go out to Derrick Rose. But it does feel like it's about to be.
And what's crazy is when he is right, Anthony, he can still hoop.
He's still a hooper.
He's still a hooper.
Bro, if you could draw.
That's the most frustrating part about this whole thing.
If you could draw a NBA point guard 10 years ago.
Oh, my God.
He would probably look like Derrick Rose. He was so good. Young Derrick Rose is so amazing for sure. And we've got a guy like Ja Morant who, has a lot of those qualities, those jaw-dropping qualities that Derrick Rose had back then. Yeah, man. Let me get my thoughts together, man. Let me get my thoughts together.
Let's check. So I got the LA Lakers roster pulled up. They had a few of them. They had Dwight Howard.
Yeah, Dwight Howard.
They had Markieff Morris.
Yeah.
They had Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, Rondo was nuts too. It was the Morris twin though. Yeah. That was the crazy dude who thinks he's a little bit better than what he actually was. And Dwight Howard also fit that bill. Yeah. Number 2 though, man, this was cool. Mike Tyson taking on one of the Paul brothers. Is this the one that's in the WWE, right?
Nope, this is the other
one.
This is the actual boxer.
Bro, you know what? People knock them dudes for what they doing and putting together these bullshit ass fights. I think that shit fire, bro.
I was gonna ask you
because I ain't missing this. I'm watching this. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you about that. Do you like what boxing has become in terms of what sells and what doesn't? Because like
it ain't supposed to be like this, but I'm watching this.
You'll get Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fighting coming up.
Don't care.
Ain't nobody gonna really care.
Don't care. I want to see a YouTuber and Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's wild, right?
And I want to see them playing with each other in the ring because they ain't finna box.
Yeah, it is interesting. Michael shows some videos every once in a while, and you're like, this dude's like almost 60 and can still bang.
Still beat the hell out of a damn bag.
God. But he fought Roy Jones Jr. a few years ago in an exhibition.
Silly.
And there was a few times where he came close to. If he had landed, dude, it would have killed him. It'd have killed him.
I just hope that whatever Paul this is, John Paul, Chris Paul, whoever this is, Logan Paul, right? No,
Jake Paul.
So Logan's winning the WWE.
Logan's in WWE.
Okay.
Jake is in boxing.
I just hope that Jake don't get beside himself and say I'm gonna knock out Mike Tyson because he might literally kill you in the ring. It might be like Rocky IV when Drago got in the ring with Apollo Creed.
How much money is he gonna make off?
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. And it's almost like boxing wrestling because they're not gonna be boxing for real.
Yeah,
they're gonna be in there screwing around. It's just all ceremonial, just to come out there and see Mike Tyson in the ring again. But I hope he fires up Mike Tyson and Mike had just gonna knock his ass out for real. I just hope,
dude, that'd be beautiful.
Because you want to see these guys get killed, especially when them dudes knocked out Nate Robinson, man. That hurt my heart.
Did it? See, I'm not a Nate fan. Like,
Man,
I think Nate's a clown.
Because at that point, I was like, man, get these clown ass YouTube ass dudes.
Right.
Like, knock his ass out, man.
Yeah.
Nate got his ass put to sleep in that
Like
joint.
sleep.
And then that UFC fighter got his ass clown.
Ben Askren, yep.
Yeah, man. But sure.
Then he fought Anderson Silva. Then he fought
Anderson Silva and won.
Almost knocked him out.
For real?
In boxing.
Anderson Silva must be done.
Then he fought Nate Diaz, beat him, knocked him down, beat him. He's been trying to fight like an actual boxer. So he's been calling out Canelo. And I'm like, bro, Canelo's gonna
beat the hell
out of you.
Yeah.
But now he's fighting Mike, so it's a little bit strange, kind of a different trajectory for Jake. But I'm gonna tune in for Mike Tyson, not for Jake Paul. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Other news, number 3. Karl Anthony Towns has an injury or not going on with him. Knee injury to Karl Anthony Towns. Still have to do work on that to see, and not work, test on it to see the level of that, if he's going to miss any time. That would be pretty bad for Minnesota.
I said he's got a torn meniscus, bro.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad if he's not able to go, for sure. How good is that team? Because you got questions about that team anyway, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Only questions I have about that team is, do they still believe it's Karl's team or do they believe it's Ant's team?
Well, we'll see now.
It's going to be Ant's team now.
But they're saying they don't know if he's going to miss any games at all, though. They don't know the level of what's going on with it. I can't see Karl Anthony Towns having an extreme pain threshold.
Yeah, I don't see Karl Anthony Towns having a lot of grit to him in terms of getting back from an injury.
Yeah, but that team might be better offensively without, I ain't going to say without Towns because he's a for sure scorer, shooter, things like that. But it'll free up Ant, though, if he's only got that one big on the court. But not the way that Towns stretches the floor big time, though.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. I don't want to see them go out like that. But because I think that team's pretty good. I think this would be Mike Conley's chance to have another deep run.
Oh my God, in
the playoffs. But yeah, Karl Anthony Towns got the big boy injury, man. Also, the AN1, University of Memphis basketball taking on FAU on Saturday. If you look at the little Nardi polls, if you look at all this type of stuff, the Tigers are looking more like an NCAA tournament team. Quick question, not John, nobody. Kenny Stubblefield, quick question. Does a win against FAU Saturday make Memphis a NCAA tournament at large bid, regardless of what they do in the tournament?
I would have said yesterday. I would have said no.
Mm-hmm.
Today,
because some shit had happened.
They're in the next 4 out, which means they are squarely on the bubble, and this is before FAU. So the signs are trending to yes, they would be, but I just don't. I mean, my guy Christian Fowler from On the Bluff said it perfectly. He said that the thing that's really messing the Tigers up in terms of at large is USF's run.
Yeah.
They've won 14 straight. They're 14 or 15-1 in the conference. Like, they're not supposed to be who they were preseason ranked to be 13th in the conference, and they were the first place team.
But they need to beat USF in the tournament there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they would play USF probably in the second round, I would say, if they get to where we think they're going to get to in terms of ranking, in terms of seeding.
So they get to 4, they'll get 2 rounds of buys. Is that true?
No, I just think 1 if they get to 4.
Okay.
They won't play on Thursday. They'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, Kenny. Quick answer. You ain't gonna have long to think. You got to give me the immediate answer.
I'll do it.
Does Memphis lose to another AAC team this season?
No.
Take it too long.
No.
You think they're gonna make the run?
I think so.
I can see it. They're gonna win out there and they're gonna win the tournament. I can see it, man.
I think so.
I think FAU is fraudulent. I think we're fraudulent too. But
yeah.
I used to say it with a little bit more pride in my chest. Man, FAU is a bunch of frauds.
I just don't think FAU and Memphis are gonna meet in a matchup until they get to the championship.
So you think we're gonna win Saturday on the road and then we're gonna win?
I honestly don't think they're gonna win on Saturday.
Yeah, I said they're gonna lose to another AAC team.
Oh shit. Yes.
So you think they're gonna lose Saturday, but they're gonna win the tournament?
I think they'll win the tournament. I think they probably will lose on Saturday.
All right, I'll take that too.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll take that too. But I tell you what, man, I'm also gonna take a break. Kenny Stubblefield. When we come back, I don't even want to talk about this crap, man. It's inside the same brain. We're gonna talk about a special guest coming to the home of the city's team.
Oh no.
We'll talk about that and more when we come back here on the Anthony Sain Show.
got to give credit for at least this last portion and the way that they responded after the SMU game. You and I, Kenny, all three of us thought that it was dumpster fire.
You just hate that it has to be talked about as a response.
You definitely do. But at the same time, the response could have been way worse.
Response is a response.
Everybody
thought they were going to quit after the SMU game.
Everybody did.
And I just see this matriculating in the fan base. What I saw the other day that bothers the hell out of me. Oh, you're switching up. Quit your switching up. And it's like, okay, let's talk through this for a second. The situation with this team doesn't just change game to game or week to week. It changes half the freaking half.
Yeah.
Not just me or you. You can switch your opinions.
I don't think you're really even switching opinions. I think you're just
taking the facts,
switching viewpoint. I mean, you're just
well, you're taking the facts and you're putting them into context.
You're literally just speaking about what's happening, and it just so happens what's happening is switching quite often.
Yes.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
And we say all this, and now there's already talk. They haven't even done the 12 team. And Kenny, they're already talking about expanding it to 14 in 2026.
I'm down for every bit of it.
I am too. Expand it. Keep going. Kenny, have you seen what the proposal is for the expanded to 14? 3 guaranteed SEC, 3 guaranteed Big 10. That's 6. 2 ACC, 2 Big 12. So now you're at 10, and then 1 G5 representative with 3 at large. Top 2
That's
from
going to be that
ACC,
way anyway.
Is it?
I mean,
it's going to be that way anyway, so why not?
Yeah, likely.
I don't mind it. If it gets the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, all those power conferences on board, do it. Why not?
As long as we still get a shot.
Yeah, I think as long as any G5 still has a chance, right?
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Final segment of the show. I'm not even gonna get too deep into this, man, because it's really about to piss me off. Kenny Stubblefield, about to grind my gears. The city of Memphis today got his blackest citizen, and William Gabriel.
Pause. Gorgeous
black man, the blackest man possible. William Gabriel signing with your Memphis Grizzlies on a 10-day deal. And the same day, I find out that maybe the whitest man in America, I ain't gonna say the whitest man, the most evil white man in America, Karl Rittenhouse, is coming to speak at the University of Memphis.
The hell?
With the, do you know about this?
No.
Turning
Point USA? Jesus Christ.
Turning Point USA. I don't know what that, do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's a young conservative Republican group.
This is what pisses me off, bro. Like, here's what pisses me. This is how you know this stuff is racially charged or whatever. And before I get ahead of myself, let me explain what's happening. He's coming to speak at the University of Memphis for Turning Point USA. I had no clue what that was. You know better than me. This is how you know this is all racially charged, bro. I'm not a Republican. I'm also probably not a Democrat. You know what I mean? I kind of vote for what's right. I don't really get into the party stuff, right? But with that being said, I'm sure there are a lot of people that Turning Point USA could have came to come speak at their event, right? Sure, there's a lot of feisty young Republicans out here that could have, you know what I mean?
Right.
You go get a guy that's this controversial, this polarizing, a guy, Kyle Rittenhouse, who, for those of you who don't know, after the George Floyd protests back in 2020, oh man, it's hard to deal with this type of stuff. He murdered he shot 3 protesters and killed 2 of them. In what he calls self-defense, unarmed protesters. He was walking around with I think an assault rifle, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think it was an AR,
right?
Which is not an assault rifle.
All right, well, he had what does AR stand for?
It actually, I don't want to get into it.
All right, but anyway, I don't want you to sound like.
But it's not technically an assault rifle.
All right, he had a gun, right?
That could kill a lot of people.
Right, he had a gun on him, right? A weapon of mass destruction. And he killed 3 unarmed people. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if they charged him or what they said to him. But I don't know any of that. But 3 people without guns were killed by a person with a gun. He was found not guilty, found innocent of everything that he was accused of.
Can I add some context to this real quick?
Because I don't.
One guy actually did have a weapon with him.
All right, so
that's why he got off.
Okay.
One guy had a pistol on his hip.
Did he pull that gun out at him?
I think there was one. So do you remember the John Morant video on IG where the gun was shown for like a frame? Mm-hmm. That's what this was. They saw the gun for a frame, and he got shot.
Okay.
So yeah, it just for full context, there was another weapon involved, but this kid was 17 years old, traveling across state lines.
Oh yeah, because I was about to say that to kind of share what I think about what you just said.
Yeah,
those protesters probably had a reason to feel like, hey, I might need to have something on me.
Absolutely.
Just in case it go down, I might need to have something on me. I'm going behind enemy lines, I'm about to be protesting something, and then the whole thing could get nasty. So I might have to have something on me. Why in the world was this kid walking around with a assault rifle or a gun on his side?
A very large weapon.
In plain sight, because he ain't had that.
Brandishing it on his shoulder, in front of,
Yeah. So if I see a guy with that on, I'm a see what's up with that. So that guy is coming to the University of Memphis is very disappointing. This show is usually a very lighthearted show. I used to make jokes about any and everything. Disgusting though, man. Just disgusting stuff to come to a city like this. Man, take that shit to Nashville or some shit. Take that shit to Middle Tennessee. Take that shit to Knoxville. Like, why you coming here with that, bro? Like, and of course you get the free speech people and all these type of things. A guy shares with me a Frederick Douglass quote, and with the whole free speech thing.
You gotta love when folks do that.
Yeah, it's just so sad, man, because it's like when you see the things that people defend, the things that people get behind, y'all don't care about no free speech, man. Because y'all don't want free speech. Y'all don't think that's something everybody's entitled to. Yeah, I don't think that.
That's why if free speech is real in your mind, then those protesters weren't doing a shit thing wrong.
Leave them alone. Just go let them do it. Just going to get this shit off. If freedom of speech is a real thing that you value, why was this kid coming down there with a damn assault rifle?
Right. I want to. So Chris Harrington just posted something about it, and I want to say I agree with what he says, and so kind of reiterate it here. Free speech is a thing, and college campuses should be a place where a multitude of thoughts are able to be discussed and talked about. But let's be frank here. Just like you said at the beginning of this segment, there's probably a lot of other people that they could have brought to the table to talk and have these kind of conversations.
You're doing that to antagonize a certain group of people.
Antagonize. Yeah. Like this kid is famous because he killed 3 people. Like that's what he's famous for. He's not some thought leader. He's not some really smart kid.
He wasn't a protester.
He's a dough-ass little white boy that took a rifle into a protest that was largely peaceful, and 3 people people came out of it dead. That's why he's a face for this Turning Point USA. And so I look at it and I go, hey, free speech is great. Go for it. But damn, dude, like,
come on, man.
This dude cannot be the face of what you're trying to do here.
Yeah.
But he is, and he's here in Memphis. Yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all. What you want me to say, man? Shout out to y'all. Nasty stuff, man. Nasty work for sure, man. But been a good show today. I don't want to end on a horrible note. Good show today. Maybe the blackness of Wendy and Gabriel can just kind of rinse all that out, man. Rinse all that hate out.
Here's what we can do. We can have Wendy and Gabriel go to the protest or go to that.
Just spread his arms.
Squeeze out his elbow.
Squeeze blackness
blackness out of his elbow and cure the city of this Turning Point USA situation.
Hey, you remember X-Men, bro? The first X-Men movie?
No.
They had this thing that was like going to turn everybody into mutants or something. And they had Rogue. And the Rogue from X-Men hooked up to it. And like it was like draining her power.
Maybe that's Winius Gabriel Sudanese juice can
oh man,
drip onto Kyle Rittenhouse, and maybe we can take him to a soul food restaurant here.
Yeah, and something happened to like the mayor who was like the real anti-mutant guy, and he ended up turning into a mutant. Like maybe just get Winius Gabriel to just drip some blackness on
our boy Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle just, I'm a black man.
I'm a black man. I repent.
Oh man, boy, if you could have saw something that looks like I got 901 FC.
Oh man,
because it was people probably thought I was played on the team.
Oh, are you a goalkeeper?
Well, he looks like he's 40. I don't know if he plays. I thought he's actually playing.
When did the AARP start signing players?
Exactly. Oh man, but yeah, man. Shout out to that. Go check out 901 FC this Saturday at 3:00 season opener. Check it out, man. Soccer's pretty damn fun if you let it be, for sure. Shout out to my guy Dee Wilkes coming out, 2-time state champion, man. We gotta get D on here again. He could talk hoop for sure, especially in the offseason coming up. But yeah, man, for Kenny Stubblefield behind the glass, it's your boy Anthony Sain, man. We'll see you guys next week here on the Anthony Sain Show, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.